Car Cost Canada provides the dealer cost, a list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. The link is in the description below. What you're looking at here is a Swedish car, Volvo, owned by a Chinese car company called Geely, made in South Carolina. That's right, this brand new Volvo S60 is the very first Volvo built on their new global platform built in the United States. So what are they going after with that? They're going after volume. They want to sell quite a few of these. This is sold as the S60, the one you see here, and the V60, which is the station wagon. And if it was my choice, I'd get the wagon. A lot of people don't like wagons, and this car is just absolutely beautiful. That's what Volvo has been doing perfectly well, is design. It started with the XC90. The XC60 came out, won World Car of the Year. The XC40 was one of my favorites from last year, and now they're producing beautiful looking sedans and station wagons. Oh, that V90, that's a great looking car as well. They really have the design down. And with this new model built on this new platform, it's a little bit bigger. It's longer in the wheelbase by 96 millimeters, which stretches the wheels out to the corners, gives you an elongated hood, muscular domed hood. It's framed at the front with the Thor hammer headlamps. A beautiful looking car with nice accents. The R design we have here has more black accents and trim around the windows, and the wheels are 19 inches on this model. The base model that starts around $42,000 gets 17-inch wheels. At the back, it's a cohesive look as well, with a large trunk. There's certainly plenty of room on the inside, and with the elongated wheelbase, this is now a real competitor for your money. Plenty of room on the inside. So Volvo has a story to tell. Beautifully designed on the outside, immaculately put together on the inside, powerful engines at a great price. So this is now a made in America car. Let's get in and take it for a drive. So this is the new platform that Volvo is using. Gone is the old platform that they shared with Ford for many, many years. And now they have this new platform, and what it does is it gives you a much bigger cabin on the inside. I'm going to talk about the cabin in a moment. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of different engines and the names, and I don't want you to get confused with what's actually under the hood. So the base engine is called a T5, not a 5-cylinder. That's just the name of the engine with 250 horsepower, and it's only available with front-wheel drive. What are you thinking, Volvo? Like Sweden, this is Canada. People don't buy just front-wheel drive cars in the premium space any longer. T6 is what I'm driving, and T6 is not a 6-cylinder. It's the super and turbocharged 4-cylinder they've been using successfully in the XC90, XC60, and this car as well, and it is a beautiful engine. So first of all, that T5. It has 250 horsepower, but 258 pound-feet of torque. I've driven that engine in the new XC40, and it's great. So I have no reason why they wouldn't add all-wheel drive and offer a price point car for people who like the look of this car but don't want to spend all the extra money. So what they've done is if you want all-wheel drive, you got to get the more powerful engine. But a lot of people will gladly pay that $5,000 plus in order to get this engine, because you go from 250 horsepower to 316. You go to 295 pound-feet of torque, and you go to a standard all-wheel drive system. So that's what most people are going to choose in the Canadian market. That other car is really just a price point car to get people into the dealerships. Now you would think supercharged, turbocharged, 316 horsepower is just going to take off. Now it does have great acceleration and it does have great performance, but it comes on with a wave, a surge, a swoosh if you like. So initially out of the pocket, the supercharger's doing the work, but then when the turbocharger kicks in, especially in that mid-range torque, bam, that's when you feel like you're driving something special. And the car feels light on its feet. It has a really nice feel to it. The engine tone isn't that rewarding. It's not piped in with any artificial sound, which is good, but it's not the most rewarding sounding engine. And the power goes to all four wheels through the good old ZF 8-speed automatic transmission, which is used by everybody in the premium space. So here we are at a stoplight. I'm in the dynamic mode, and the light is going to turn green. Put my foot into it, initial takeoff, and then woof, away you go. And you can get up to illegal speeds in a hurry. So yeah, the power is there. The delivery of it isn't like a snap, but it is satisfying. The steering is quite light. When you hit the different settings in here, the drive modes, it does change the weight of the steering, the transmission and throttle response, of course. It does not have adaptive dampers. However, this R design does have a slightly lower ride height to make it look better, and also it gives you a nicer feel. Plus, bigger wheels and tires will make a difference. So how would I describe it? What's the best comparison? Is it as crisp as a 3 Series? No. It reminds me most of an Audi A4, to be honest with you. That's a great car, by the way. But it has a similar kind of feel to it. And this would be a great everyday companion. And I'm going to pull over in a second here, and I'm going to tell you why. Because, first of all, with the longer wheelbase now, it is a nice poised ride on the road. The engine is up to the job, or it can just sit back and be relaxed. But we'll pull over here, and then we'll get into the inside. This is where it really shines. All right, we're going to shut it down. And first, you notice the toggle switch. The start is in the center of the dash. We've seen that before. It's kind of a tip of the hat to Saab, actually, the other former Swedish car company, and they've kept that here in the center. So the R design I'm sitting in here is $52,000. Now, it's a nicely equipped car, and the number one thing are the seats. Now, people ask me all the time, what are the most comfortable cars to sit in? And Volvo is a place I often start, because if you want comfortable seats, Volvo does it better than most. And look at the bolstering in here. You've got thigh support for your thighs, of course, nicely bolstered around your hips. And then the sides are bolstered, and you've got plenty of adjustment as well. You can extend the lower part of the seat. It's got lots of adjustments. So these are really world-class seats, and then surrounding that is a really nicely equipped cabin. So this is the sporty model. It's a little more austere when it comes to the materials and the look, so black and gray and silver, but I like that. This would be the one that I would get. Longer wheelbase also offers more space in the back seat. Getting in the back seat, there is noticeably more room now. Now, even sitting behind myself where my seat is positioned for the front, I have plenty of foot room and knee room side to side. It's very open as well, and it's got a big sort of pano roof here that makes the car feel open and airy and inviting. Premium car, premium price tag. Does it look premium? Yes, this car looks like you spent the money, and it shows it off. And it comes to a few key features with this car, and probably the most prominent is the large screen in the center of the dash. When this was first debuted in the XC90, I didn't love it. It was kind of a boggy, slowed down approach to doing things. Now for 2019, they've increased the processors by 50%, and man, is it noticeable. Jumping in between functions, radio, back to the home button, back and forth. You can move around this really quite quickly. I don't love the layout of it. If I was designing this, it would look different, but you do get used to anything that's in any car, and the good news is it's much, much faster. Also behind the steering wheel, you get animated digital cockpit as well. Surrounded, that is a big, nice, thick steering wheel. But it's the seats for me, and the fit and finish and the way it's all put together that is absolutely first rate. All right. Now, years ago, when Volvo was coming back into the market and they only had one vehicle that was selling, that was the XC90. That was the first vehicle they brought back in, though. And I was thinking to myself, is Volvo going to go anywhere? Is this going to be a success? And at that time, I didn't really think so. And now I'm coming around. I think that they have a unique proposition. It's for somebody that wants to drive the road less traveled. They don't want to be like everybody else. They want to drive something different. They want to be seen in something different, and they're into design. And they're into being seen to be into design. That's who's buying this car. Or if you're Swedish. So when you start shopping against the German competition, this car is actually very attractive. It starts at just over $42,000. No one's really going to buy that in the Canadian market because it's front-wheel drive. The first all-wheel drive with the upgraded T6 engine, that starts at $47,500. This R design just over $52,000, and the top-loaded inscription model is right around $54,000. So I configured this car the way you see it here, the upgraded paint, the upgraded wheels, the upgraded package on the inside to get things like a heated steering wheel, and it came out to 59 grand. So if you can keep the spend down and limit those packages, I think it's a compelling choice. Beautifully finished on the inside. The great thing about this is if you've tried all the others, you've had an Audi, had a BMW, and you want something different, it's a great car. Car Cost Canada provides the dealer cost, a list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. The link is in the description below.